Mr. Reynolds, I guess you were right after all. Maria is cheating on you. Your business partner and cousin, Alistair Reynolds, is the man. The room went silent. Submit all the information you have gathered and find doofus. Are you sure, Mr. Reynolds? Pascal, my assistant, questioned. A nail is always dealt with a hammer, and I plan to use a sledgehammer. My name is Mark Reynolds. I am 49 years old and I am married to Maria, 42-year-old. My grandfather, Roger Reynolds from the 101st Airborne Division, fought the SS in the heart of Berlin. My father, Mark Reynolds, once again from the 101st Airborne Division, fought the Viet Cong in the jungles of Vietnam. He was injured in the Battle of Hamburger Hill and had to retire. Me was part of the 1st Armored Division. I led my team in the Middle East during the First Gulf War. I retired after being taken out by small arm fire in the heart Kuwait. I still have 3 bullets lodged inside me. The doctors let them stay there as they were not a risk to me. I came back to my small town. My father always saw the good in people, and that is why he hired former convicts for his business. These were people who wanted to rebuild their lives, but had been rejected by the society. I joined my father's business, and we worked hard to make it big. We made small parts for big machines. These were specially designed and patented by my father's company. Big companies making big machines for factories overseas used them. The material used were special alloys, and the blend was also patented with my father's company. There was a separate company that my father started with his cousin Arnold Reynolds. The partnership was largely due to low funds, and Arnold paid some money to help start the business. He owned 20% of the company and was later passed down to Alistair after Arnold passed away. I met Maria at a business conference in New York City. She was the event manager, and I was smitten by her beauty, and after the conference asked her out. She reluctantly agreed, and we went for a coffee. I extended my stay for a week, and after 3 coffee dates, we started dating. We dated for about 2 years, meeting on, and then finally I proposed. We got married in a small ceremony, and Maria moved to our small town. My father and grandfather, both widowers, never liked her. As per them, she was not meant for the live in a small town. Well, I guess they were right. After 3 years in the small town, she was done and wanted me to move to the big city. I was clear about leaving my town. I had my business. It was doing good, and moving to a big city will wreck it. Although we did open a small office in New York City, I used to visit it only once a month, and Maria used to go with me, and the entire day, she used to go shopping. We had our first and only son, Jason Reynolds, after 2 years of our marriage, and he is currently serving in Afghanistan. Unlike rest of us, he is a Navy SEAL. A few months ago, my life started to take a big turn. Maria and I used to share a very strong bond. We had our share of fights and arguments, but always used to sleep in each other's arms. Our sex life was great, and we never had any complaints. So what changed? We now fight every day, and the topic remains the same. Let's sell your business and move to a big city. There is no fun in this town. It's boring and it stinks. It may stink, but it is my home. I have a responsibility for the society and people of this town. Besides, you do get to go to the big city and enjoy. What does the big city offer that this city does not? She was silent. I want to enjoy the money that we make. I want to live near a beach and spend the rest of my life near a beach. I want to go to Paris and live there as well. You have been to Paris, hell, you have been to the entire Europe for vacation. Do you even know what you want? I just don't want to stay in this town. She screamed. I did not say a word and walked out. I made my point clear. I have 300 people working for me. If I sell this company, there is guarantee for their lives. Society does not want them. What will they do? Also, this is my family legacy. No amount of money can make me sell this. This went on for 2 months, and then tragedy struck. My father passed away. He died due to a heart stroke. He died in his chair. A chair he will leave to me. I inherited his share of the company as per his will. Strangely, the company that held the patents was not passed down to me and went to my 98-year-old grandfather. I was surprised to say the least, but did not plan to ask my grandfather about this. It was just 3 days after my father died. I saw Maria, dressed to the nine, walking out of the house. I wanted to ask about her plans, but she just walked past me and out of the door. She sat in her car and just drove off. I did not expect her to mourn, but walking past me without acknowledging my presence was anew for me. This got me off. I called Pascal, my trusted assistant. He is a former accountant of a Colombian cartel. His presence was a cover-up. He assisted the DEA in busting a big trafficking operation in USA and now lives here as a cover-up. I think Maria is cheating on me, and I want you to find out everything that is going on with Maria. Where is she going? Who is she meeting? When is she sleeping? Everything. Do you copy? I will submit my report in 3 weeks. I hung up. 3 weeks later, I saw a Google Meet invite for a special meeting. Pascal has set up a meeting in the company office. Pascal was already in the room and was putting up the projector for the large screen. I don't think I want things on the large screen. Just show me on your laptop. Am I right about her cheating on me? Mr. Reynolds, I guess you were right after all. Maria is cheating on you. Your business partner and cousin, Alistair Reynolds, is the man. But there is more than just cheating. The room went silent. Your wife plans to file for divorce and take over the company. She gets 50% of your shares, and that makes her and Alistair hold 60% of the company and drive you out of here. Submit all the information you have gathered and find doofus. Are you sure, Mr. Reynolds? Pascal, my assistant, questioned. A nail is always dealt with a hammer, and I just plan to use a sledgehammer. Call the bank and execute what we discussed. 3 hours later, Pascal walked in my room and put the papers in front of me. I signed the papers and smiled. You owe me a drink. Pascal walked out and came in with my favorite scotch. You planned already? I asked. I have been with you for the last 10 years, sir. I know how to keep my boss happy. We both had a toast and smiled. That evening I went home and found Maria sitting in my couch and sipping on my favorite scotch. I walked in and sat in front of her. She handed me a manila envelope and said, "My dear husband, you have been served. How long have you been planning this?" I asked. It's been a few months. So, was it just sex or was it love? She was surprised and asked, "You know?" "Oh, yes," I said while handing her the copy of the file. "This has all your exploits from the last few weeks. Do you think it's worth the risk?" "There is no risk. I don't care what you do with this file." She threw it back to me. "You want to publish it on the internet? Go ahead. File for adultery. Be my guest. I don't care. I still end up with the company and the money. This house, the cars, and everything will be mine. I will ask again, Maria, is it worth the risk?" She got annoyed and walked out of the room. I was heartbroken, but I knew it was no time for breaking down. Only strong men survive desperate times. I packed some of my clothes and personal stuff and walked out of my house. I took my favorite car with me. I drove straight to my grandfather. Even at 98, he is active and he opened the door. We hugged and he asked, "I was expecting you by morning." I was surprised and followed him in. "How do you know?" I asked. "Get the divorce done. We will talk after that." He walked away to his room. He never talked much. It took 5 months of back and forth and the divorce was finalized, and Maria was to get 50% of my company. She got 50% of the house and got to keep my inheritance before the marriage, which was nothing. It was a 30th of the month and the company boardroom was filled with lawyers. I was sitting there with Pascal and Maria was sitting with Alistair. My lawyer, David, got up and asked everyone for their attention. As part of the divorce agreement, Ms. Maria Carter gets 40% of the company share. Are we clear? David asked the attending crowd of 5 witnesses. As for the company, if any employee is let go in the next 1 year, you will pay him or her a severance package which consists of a year's salary and performance bonus. Since this company employs 300 people, you will not be able to sell the company for the next 1 year. Hopefully everyone is clear at the court's orders. Yes, we are clear. Alistair nodded. Everyone, sign here on the dotted lines and make it official. Everyone signed and went back to their respective chairs. Mark, as of now you are fired, Maria said triumphantly. Are you sure, Maria? I asked. Yes, I am. All right, Ms. Maria, you now need to pay Mark his year's salary and the performance bonus. That would be $1.2 million. Pascal and I had expected that, so we had the calculations in place. Maria protested and said that I do not deserve any package. Since he was the CEO, he is a salaried employee, and since he is being terminated after the signing of the agreement, he is eligible for the package. Are you saying you cannot afford to pay him, or do you intend to violate the court orders? That can get you in trouble. Maria fell for it and signed a check and threw at me. Pascal picked it up and put that in his pocket. My grandfather made a surprise entry. He was dressed in a black business suit. As he walked in, everyone except Maria got up from their chairs. He is respected by everyone. He came in and sat down on a chair. He waved everyone to sit down, then asked everyone to leave the room apart from Alistair, me, and Maria. He looked at Alistair and said, "Al, are you in this mess?" Alistair, not able to look at my grandfather, looked towards the wall and said, "I want this company. I have waited all my life in shadows, and now it's my time for the spotlight." "What did you do for the spotlight?" "Sleep with this woman." "Excuse me. You cannot talk about me like that," Maria sneered. Alistair tried to hold her hand and asked her to sit and be silent. "So, Al, as I was asking you, what did you do?" "Mark worked to his bones make this company a success. He died on his chair. He gave his entire life for this company, For these people who were rejected by society. What price are you willing to pay? He got up, looked at Maria and said, everything that you get in life has a price. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, everyone pays. He walked out and I saw fear in Alistair's eyes. I went out and saw my grandfather waiting for me. I would need Pascal for a day. I have some emails that he needs to help me with. I called Pascal, and he quickly took the driver's spot and I sat with my grandfather in his car. Tomorrow morning, they will know why you should never cross a solitaire, he said and closed his eyes. Next morning, I woke up and for the first time in years, I was without any thoughts. My mind was free and I was at peace. Within a few minutes, my phone blew up. I knew who was calling and why. I ignored and enjoyed my coffee. It was at 11 o'clock when Pascal came in. I asked him to take my calls. He took my phone. The next call was from Alistair. The production is stopped. Why? Where are you? Why are you not in office? I screamed at Pascal. Listen, you dim-witted baboon. I don't work for you and next time you scream at me, I will crush your voice box. Do you understand? As for your production, your license for the use of designs has expired and has not been renewed. So if you start production, we will sue you for your life. Low in teens? Wow, I guess I am lucky not to be Alistair, I smiled. Mr. Roger had me sent a mail to the management team of your ex-company to stop production. So, now they have a factory and no production. No production, no revenue, no money for worker salary, lot of layoffs within days, violation of court orders, or big dent in their pockets. What if they still make the tools and sell them? He had me sent a mail to every buyer as well. They responded that they will wait for you to be back. I asked. I am not sure how he convinced them. I guess he has more tricks up his sleeves than he shows. Did you call Doofus? I already had a word with him. He is on his way. But are you sure, Mr. Reynolds? I was about to answer, but the phone rang. Pascal handed the phone to me. Your beloved ex-wife, he said sarcastically. I smiled and answered. I am not interested in any booty call. Why did you take a mortgage on the house? Why was I never informed about it? For starters, that house was under my name, so I can do whatever I want to do with it. As for the money, I gave that away to all our employees as a special bonus and even mentioned that it was not part of their yearly bonus. Why did I not tell you about it? You never asked. What about our money in the bank? She asked. I gave the money to your son. He will need it when he retires from his job. She hung up. A day later, I got the news that the factory is open, but there is no work. Everyone is sitting idle. Some people heard Alistair and Maria fighting and arguing in the boardroom. Trouble in paradise. 2 days later, Pascal came to me. Sir, Maria and Alistair are leaving for New York City tomorrow evening. They plan to meet a prospective buyer to sell the factory. Since there is no production, they intend to sell the land and move to a foreign country. But buying the factory is a violation of the court order. I said, they do not plan to sell legally, it's just a cover. The new owner wants to buy and still run the company. It will look like a change of management. The workers will be asked to work under the new management, but they will be given work that they cannot do and will be asked to leave due to non-performance. Court orders will not be violated. I looked at Pascal and said, it's time. He nodded and walked out. The next day at 11 p.m., I got a video call. Mr. Reynolds has a message for you. The voice on the other side spoke and moved the camera towards Maria. Looks like you had some fun, I said. Maria was covered in mud and was hanging from her seatbelt. Her car was turned upside down. Alistair was not conscious and was not moving. You remember the last time we spoke? I asked you, was it worth the risk? My father gave his entire life. I gave my entire life. We expect the same from the person who wants to take over. Entire life. Doofus, please collect the debt. He hung up. The next morning, the local news covered the entire incident. New owners of Reynolds Works die in fatal car crash. Their car was found in the valley burnt to crisp. The bodies are beyond recognition. They were identified by the rings that they were wearing, which mentioned their names. I called my son to inform him about his mother's demise and our divorce. He was sad but understood. I informed him that he is now one of the owners of the company and asked him what does he want to do with it. He stated that he will pass the power of attorney to me and I can manage it. By the end of the day, I was back as the CEO of the company, and the very next day, production started and the supply chain was restored. Since the house belonged half to me and half to my son, I moved back in. Before moving back to my house, I went to my grandfather. You said we will talk after the divorce. Did you collect what was due? He looked at me. I kept my head down. Don't put the head down, boy. We are warriors. We defend and keep what is ours. We take what is ours and give in return nothing. Did you forget our motto? Rendezvous with destiny, I said. Your ex-wife had hers. Now it's time for you to take back what is yours and hand it to our family heir. Did you know about Maria cheating on me? Boy, after I was done with the army, I worked for the CIA. So, I may be old, but my network is always young and I know what is going on and where. Your father and I knew, and we plan to teach her a lesson when the time comes. So, your father's company was handed to me, not you. Could we have stopped Maria? He smiled and said, could God have stopped Eve from eating the forbidden fruit? You know the answer, my boy. I always had my eyes on you, my boy. Exactly why I kept Pascal with you. What? He was with me because of you? Now don't get angry on him. Your father got him here. He will continue working with you. What about you? Do you not need help here? Help? I already have a helper. He rang a bell near his chair. To my surprise, Doofus walked in and asked, do you need something, sir? Give Mr. Reynolds some water. You did good. Exactly what I would have done. I did it for the people who worked here, not for my personal revenge. He looked at me and said, exactly what I said, my boy. You did good. Now get lost. I need to rest. 2 years later, my son came back and joined the business. My grandfather is still alive and is now being looked after by Doofus. He likes him. I never married or dated again. I just wanted to make sure that I take the company to great heights and hand it over to my son. The cops did come to ask me about Maria's death. Since I am a known figure and social worker, I was never the suspect. Dear listeners, please share your thoughts in the comments section below and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.